of this upcoming match between Rokso and Jukem.
No way! This is not something that I've really seen before. The scissor coming out of Rokso. I am blown away by this. I mean, I'm sure this is a character that Rokso has played in the past, but it's certainly not one that I am familiar with. So, I'm curious to see how this plays out. Jukem, of course, going in with Sceptile again. It looks like he's probably going to be sticking to that for the rest of the bracket. But of course, the Empoleon's available if this doesn't work out. But Rokso starting off winning the first field phase. That's always a good sign.
Especially since he puts himself back into the advantage now, and Jukem trying to fight his way out of this corner right now. Does get that Giga Drain going forward and is going to be able to close out some of that gap and actually prioritize positioning right here too. But the anti-air approach though coming in from Rokso, and that's going to be a good chunk of damage from that conversion, actually forcing Jukem to play a little bit more defensively, forcing him to hold shield right there and shifting the phase, keeping Jukem in the corner. But reversing the situation is Jukem trying to get back into positioning, and Rokso actually shutting him down, not letting him have that opportunity.
Wow, every one of these situations is working out for Rokso. This is so surprising, and that actually, could have been it. He didn't get the full conversion. I mean, Jukem has a chance here, but he's only at 7 HP. He does have his support available, but he's gonna have to find something soon. There's only 17 seconds left, and that's a way to do it. 2 HP left. He needs to land anything at this point. He's definitely, I was gonna say play safe, play for time, but hey, if there's any way that you know that Jukem is gonna make a comeback, it's gonna be with that Leaf Storm. And Rokso was controlling that so well, but it just took one opportunity.
That was amazing reaction to coming in from Jukem to reverse that back in his favor after the explosive start that we'd seen from Jukem. Talking about explosive start though, Jukem already kicking things up. Rokso forces himself out of the corner here. The burst meter is at the ready for both of these players here. And between the aggressive state that we're seeing between Jukem, you can see how he's playing a lot more passively, uses the Giga Drain to now come into the Lapras to try to stop the short, keep him in the corner to get the follow-up, but does manage to get that position advantage that Rokso's now going to try to force himself out of it with that burst meter. Jukem to match that as well, and look at the respect that we're seeing from both these players. Holding shield at the same time, and I love the drift back from Jukem to actually get the better spacing. Rokso was ready though, holding shield.
Oh no, both players not managing to land their burst attacks. I mean, definitely Jukem is the one who needed it less, and in fact that should, I think, be it with the burst grab. And it will be. So Jukem overall winning that burst exchange pretty heavily, which he really didn't even need to do, as Rokso is the one who needed to make the comeback. I want to know if we're going to see the Scizor again. No, we're immediately going back to the Garchomp. It was a good pick, and he had a lot of control, especially early on in that set, but things just slowly got away from him, and I'm really curious as to why he would go that, and maybe he doesn't feel comfortable against Sceptile, which would be news to me, but maybe he just wanted to try it out here in the top 4. I mean, it's a heck of a place to debut a character.
Yeah, now swapping right back over to the Garchomp that we were so used to seeing from Rokso, now coming in. Jukem, though, being able to retaliate right back and keep himself back in the game, as well as the fact that he's been able to pressure Rokso immensely here. Now trying to find his way back and forcing it up in the air though. Jukem was ready for that. I love the spacing to punch that dig. Instead though, he puts himself against the corner, and now Rokso is going to be able to tack on a lot of that pressure and damage onto Jukem.
Oh yeah, this is the worst place to be always. You can see immediately why he went for the command grab. Sand Tomb, which is of course only going to launch on critical hit or at the wall. And of course he was at the wall, and Rokso managed to take the game because he had just held him there the entire round. So Rokso doing very, very well. I still don't fully understand why that Scizor was picked, but it did put him down a game, and automatically starting down a game against Jukem of all players can be a very tough spot. But hey, Rokso, the only player so far to make a 3-0 comeback, so making a 3-0 comeback with 1 game to spare is not out of the question at all.
No, probably feeling himself there too, especially, but that also gives some of that momentum over to Jukem going forward, having that lead. Rokso does have this round into his pocket though, so seeing if he could try to close things out, he will be able to try to even out the set series going forward, and does get that grab, keeps him in this position against the wall and switches it right back over to the dual face, forces Rokso to try to close in this gap, but Jukem playing this so well and defensively, he's mixing it up between his defensive and aggressive play, gets the anti-air, shuts down Rokso with that punish, and with that debuff, he's going to be taking in some of that extra damage going forward. The burst is at the ready that Jukem could try to pull the trigger to, though, if he doesn't want to risk here giving this game over to Rokso.
Oh, and a good tech. He's going to get... Oh, actually, he dropped the combo because he didn't expect the second hit of Frogadier to hit, and that was kind of a big deal. He's going to get the grab. That's not going to be enough. I expect to see a burst coming out of Jukem right now. I'm almost surprised we didn't see one earlier, but here we go. Uses the support. Yeah. Lands the hit. I wonder why he didn't do anything to get rid of that. I think maybe committed to running. Oh, there's a lot of damage. Oh, it was enough, Rokso! Holding on to his burst. I mean, I don't know if he thought that he was going to have to use it there to stay alive, but... You know what? He just held on to it, which works also. It works as a read. Maybe that was his intention in the beginning.
Yeah, now at least he will be able to have it going forward for this third round right here, especially since Jukem already opening things are pretty strong. At least tries to go for the double shield though to match that, and Jukem now instead is stuck in the corner. Rokso gonna be able to get away with a lot of damage right here, especially now swapping it right back over to the fuel phase. The double attempt here coming in from Jukem, and he is gonna be able to shift it right back over to try to keep Rokso at bay. The Giga Dream trying to come in, misses it very shortly though, and the burst meter still has not been used over from Rokso. He wants to wait for the perfect opportunity so that way he can close out this round with that burst maybe being the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, and he's setting it up to be the perfect position to do so. Jukem, getting hit out of Lapras, and now he has to make the right read here. He does make the right read, and unfortunately for Rokso, that means he's getting his meter drained, and I'm thinking there's a chance that we're going to see a burst from Jukem, where he maybe could close things out before Rokso gets a chance to get his own burst, but no, it looks like he's going to play more defensively. Nope, there it is, and now it's going to probably be first to burst here at the end. Here it is.
The ultimate fight right now here, especially to confirm who's going to take the second game right now. Jukem trying to close in that gap. I like the drift back though, tries to find the opportunity, but Rokso though, manages to shield it just right in time now. Going to try to pull the trigger himself, does find the shield though. Both bursts unfortunately missing, but the pressure is still on. First meter is out of the window, and that's going to be it for Jukem. Rokso taking this first second game, and now it's going to be a tie 1-1.
Yeah, that's something actually that we saw at the end of that, where there was an attempt to backdash the final hit of the burst and then get a free punish from Jukem. That would have been so huge, but unfortunately he mistimed it and got hit, and then the Oki was on the side of Rokso, and we saw that a lot actually from the finals of OCE in the region finals. Now, that is a pretty big thing to drop, and unfortunately we've seen it drop a lot. Now Rokso taking the advantage in this game as well. Momentum has totally shifted in his favor, even after that scissor pick didn't quite work out.
Yeah, you know, now at least Rokso still putting himself on board, evening things out, still sticking to the Garchomp Pro here, but with an explosive start here, Rokso dealing a good amount of damage to Jukem, but Jukem reversing the situation, keeping Rokso up in the air, getting away with a lot of that damage, and getting that defense debuff as well. He's stuck against the wall, and that's going to be a good chunk of damage now coming in from Rokso. Jukem having to play a lot more defensive this time around, just use diving at the same time here to utilize the Elite Tornado going forward, and it's going to be able to get a follow-up off of it. Giga Drain now coming in, not going to land right here. Instead, the Drake to get the KO. Rokso taking this round.
Yeah, that is honestly just looking like Rokso has control of this match, and just as much as like not giving up one game to Jukem is very important, giving up 2 games to Rokso could be absolutely a giant mistake. I mean, not to say a mistake, but that could be a tough situation to fight back from. And so Jukem really needs to, I think, launch more of an offense of his own at this point. It just seems like every time that Rokso has an opportunity, he's guessing correctly, he's making the right reads, conditioning has just been working in so many perfect ways. But here we go. This is the corner pressure from Jukem, and this is where he really has an opportunity to take this back. No, great escape from Rokso.
Oh, I like that too. Optimizing for that positioning too. Coming in, having to forcefully shield that. Now going forward though, he tries to utilize it to his advantage to push in and close in some of that space. I like the damage approach. Now coming in though, the drift back into the punish on the approach from Rokso. Now getting the retaliation, a good chunk of damage and great positioning if you're Rokso right now. Jukem now having to forcibly fight out of this corner. He can't do anything about it with Rokso still applying some of the extra pressure and taking this game.
Wow, 2 games up now, up against Jukem. Rokso really putting in the work today. I mean, going down to to Shadowcat, of course, is not a surprising thing for anybody. But the fact that Rokso looks like he's just maybe could be dominating almost everybody else in the bracket, that would be pretty impressive. Getting into a top 3 would be very, very impressive considering the rest of this bracket. But I don't think it would surprise anybody considering how successful Rokso is. And here we go. He's already starting off strong again. Another wall, another huge damage. Half-Life gone. Ouch.
Alright, yeah, after that conversion too, what a way to just start things off here. Rokso just being able to take full utilization to over that damage up with a Garchomp Pass. And now moving in though, Jukem not giving any breathing room over to Rokso, gets that grab, gonna shift things over back to field phase, and is gonna be able to try to prioritize positioning while keeping Rokso in this corner, gets that grab, knowing that he doesn't want to get hit by that, and now is gonna be able to still tack on some of that extra pressure in the dual phase. He gets immediately anti-aired though, and now it's gonna be Rokso's time to shine, to follow up after this convergence, and the immediate counter though gets shut down, but Jukem now is stuck in the corner.
Oh, but he finds the jump X, and that should be enough. Another round now going to Jukem. He needs to win and even this up because this is not a match you want to go into the match point situation against. But I like his options so far. He's done a really good job of dealing with this, not Emolga, the Frogadier in particular, which is normally a very tough thing to deal with, and honestly not a support that we usually see from Rokso compared to his usual Miss Magus. But here we go. Great side switch. Is going to get the 30 damage unscaled from the wall. Is going to have the damage debuff on, and now he's going to get a punish in field phase.
Oh yeah, tries to close in that gap after avoiding the Lapras. Just get grabbed out of it though, and he's trying to find a way to close in this gap. Burst meter so online for both of these players, but with Jukem caught in the corner, may want to try to utilize that. The Frogadier now coming in to try to force out the block, and you see the fact that Rokso's been using it to close in a gap to get way closer to Jukem. Jukem immediately with the retaliation though, going to be able to shift the phase going forward and gets the counter onto Rokso. It's going to be a good chunk of damage after that one, getting these conversions, and he's going to be able to try to trap him against the corner now.
Yeah, I would have to expect that we're going to see Rokso burst. Yep, we are. Now the question is, how is Jukem going to try to challenge this? He could just play the spacing game right now. No, he's going to play very aggressive, a big risk. It doesn't pay off, and that's going to be a ton of damage. And so Rokso is going to be able to find that match point with Jukem saving his synergy for this third round. But Rokso just needs to win this round, and he can make it into the top 3. Easier said than done, though, as Jukem already is going to get the wall. He's probably going to get a reset here. He usually doesn't like to shift after this. Stacking a ton of time of defense debuff and getting another pickup. This is so hard to get out of the corner here.
Oh, he's strapped here too. Leaf Tornado coming in, knows that he could go in for a free grab at the same time. Rokso getting pressured in this position. Also has that defense debuff at the ready too that Jukem could take full utilization over. Has the burst meter that he could work with to try to close out this round here as he does enough damage onto Rokso, and he's still able to pressure onto Rokso and build up a lot of this momentum going in to close out this round. So no matter if Rokso could try to get himself out of this corner and close in a lot of that damage that he's been able to tack on, but it's impossible. Jukem cleans up Rokso and takes this game.
That was such a sick combo to end that. He did jump Y into 8Y, knowing that was going to push him perfectly into the trap, and then charge the 5X even to get as much damage as possible. All of that was beautiful and shows off how comfortable Jukem is with this character in every even weird situation. But here we go, final game between these two. Who's going to make it to the top 3? Rokso starting off with a big combo here. Going to take the wall. Will he reset or will he cash out? He's cashing out.
Oh yeah, he wants to make sure he can get as much advantage as he possibly can, especially with so much on the line right here to try to get this top 3. Rokso now going to be able to try to space out Jukem. You can see his positioning, trying to prioritize his positioning rather instead, and here comes Jukem though, stuffing him out, managing to get out of that radius with dig, and now being able to shut down Rokso. He's going to be able to get a lot of damage coming forward here. Love these conversions coming alive, and now with the field phase, you saw him already try to set up his positioning. The Leaf Tornado coming in, does manage to avoid the Frogadier. You can see the positioning that Rokso right now is in is incredibly pressured with Jukem having a lot of that momentum on his side.
Yeah, he, on top of having momentum, has the synergy gauge full. I think he's not going to even need to use it, it looks like. He just needs one more hit, and the defense debuff is basically going to last for the rest of the game. That's so long. Are you going to take the plus frames? That's going to be hard to punish, but oh boy, here we go. Rokso's going to take advantage here. I think we might see the burst just to try to close this out. All right, here we go. Frogger set up.
Tornado now coming in. Oh, he gets the knockdown though. Just tries to go for the follow-up. He tries to immediately goes in for the shield, and he's gonna get the grab, stuffing him out, and the attempt approach coming forward. Jukem now at match point if he could close out this round.
I can't believe Rokso went for the raw dig right there. It's so unsafe. It was a huge risk. I mean, I guess maybe at that point you go for the thing that's the least obvious, and that was certainly the least obvious, but Jukem was ready, and now Rokso immediately taking 75% of this HP, and look at this life. I don't know if we're going to see burst from either here. I think they might just think, okay, this might be going to a final round. Oh, this is a pretty nice punish. Oh no, maybe thought he was going to get the tipper.
Oh, at the same time, he is forced to utilize that burst now coming in. He wants to try to close out this game. Oh, but he does manage to catch him in the middle of the jump, and that's going to be a big chunk of damage coming in. Rokso has burst of himself right here, but if Jukem could continue on with a lot of this pressure, it could be a grim situation if you're Rokso, depending on the positioning that he's going to force you in.
Oh, and that was so smart to burst right there. You did not want to get hit with anything that was going to drain your meter and not give you a chance to burst back, which is something that we saw earlier today in the tournament. And Rokso with the zoning is going to tie it up. We're going to the very final round in the top 4 to see who makes top 3.
Actually try to hold forward right there too. Now this is the final round between both of these players. The loser will be sent home as well as 4th place. Jukem having a lot on the line right here. You can see this positioning that he's trying to face off against Rokso, who did such a good job zoning out Jukem within that last round. The counterattack immediately coming through for Jukem, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming out and taking a chunk out of Rokso.
Oh yeah, and this is going to set up a really good field phase Oki. We're going to see the pedals show up. Yeah, that's a pretty much guaranteed shield break. And now he's in the corner, gets hit by 2Y into the trap, and this is just turning into a really tough situation. That's big. That's going to drain a lot of meter. That's going to be another reset situation. Oh, no, he might actually cash out here. Let's see. Oh, no, here's the reset. And the grab, and I think that's going to be it with the defense down, and that is enough. Jukem is going to move forward after clutching it out in the final round and move into the top 3 to try and get back up to his 2nd place spot at the very least that he achieved in the last Players' Cup.
What a way to end the day here for day 1 of Global Finals, Wonder Chef. I mean, overall, having that game go quite literally down.